What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, July 9th. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. I'm also a casino host and proprietor of this podcast where I bring individuals on to talk about their why into their profession and get to know them outside their occupation. I have a special guest that's coming on with me today. Her name is Kelly Singh. She's vice president of TrophySmack.com, which I'm going to get to talk to her about that and learn all about that. She's also a sports writer and a podcaster herself. So we're going to get to talk to her about some of the things she writes about and some of the things she talks about on her podcast. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, the talented Kelly Singh.
Oh, hello.
Hello there. How we doing?
I'm good. I'm in the middle of a busy work day and busy work week, but happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you on, Kelly. Welcome to my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. Just want to reiterate why I wanted to bring you on, and then I'll start asking you some questions right away. Now, I do know you're a sports writer. I know you're a podcaster. I also know you are affiliated with Trophy Smack, which I'm intrigued to understand what that's all about. I believe you're vice president of that. So I wanted to talk to you because I'm also a sports reporter, sports writer. I'm also a podcaster. So we're like-minded. I want to know why you started your podcast. What got you into writing? I'll break bread and tell you about me as well. I'm based out of Minnesota here. And I love just storytelling. I love storytelling. I
Okay.
love writing all kinds of things, from covering games, feature stories, editorials, all that. But I started this podcast specifically for two reasons. One, to network with wonderful people like yourself, and be able to grow my network and know people from all around the globe that do what I do or do what I love to do for the passion that I have it for. And then two, was to also hear people's stories, hear people's backgrounds. A lot of the times when you're writers and you're podcasters and reporters, you're always asking the questions,
Right.
but people don't really ask you the questions. So it's a great way for people to ask you the questions and hear your story because everybody has a story to tell. So those are the two main reasons why I wanted to get this podcast started. And I always start my podcast with this question, Kelly, and that is, what is your why? What is your why of doing what you do? Why did you have any role models growing up? Did you have any inspirations growing up in sports? What gravitated you towards a career in sports and podcasting?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's a very loaded question. My career has always been in marketing. As soon as I got out of school, my first job was with the Dial Corporation in their marketing department. But what led me into writing happened to be parenting. So when I had my children, around 2 years after they were born, was a big movement of parenting blogging. So I began writing and I made a living by writing a lot of sponsored content way back 20 years ago.
Okay, okay. All right.
And that's where my love of writing came into play. I've always loved sports. My dad had me involved in sports since I was young. He taught me all about fantasy football, fantasy baseball. We
Mm-hmm.
played together. When I joined the corporate world, fantasy football was a huge part of the camaraderie in that corporate workspace.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got involved in fantasy football. And it wasn't until 2020 that I really decided that I wanted to become more involved in sports media, sports writing, podcasting. It was Adam Rank from the NFL Network that invited me on as a guest to his podcast. And I was a guest 3 or 4 times throughout 2022.
Okay.
And yeah, and his production crew, they were like, "Hey, we really like you. Would you do a version of Adam's podcast about the Arizona Cardinals?" And I was like, of course I will. So I'm in season 3 of the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on the Sick Podcast Network. And that's been really, really fun. As far as writing, I just pick up gigs every now and then. I'm a credentialed member of NFL Communications. I've been to the draft a couple times. I've been to Super Bowl week a couple times. I missed the combine and I missed last year's draft because I had breast cancer last year, which was a
Oh,
bummer.
yeah,
A
yeah.
real bummer. But it
Mm.
didn't keep me down too long, luckily. And I was able to bounce back and make it to Super Bowl week this past year. So that was
Okay.
exciting. But I know it's kind of a long-winded answer, but I suppose my role models and my helps have been my father. And then in the industry, I've had so many helps, but I would say Adam Rank from NFL Network has been the biggest help to me as far as pointing me in the right direction, helping me to get my credentials, helping me to legitimize the things that I have to say. And it's been a really interesting last 4 years, that's for sure.
Absolutely, no question about that. And you look amazing. I'll tell you
Oh,
that right
thank
now.
you.
For somebody obviously that's been battling cancer for this past year, and I hope you're in remission. I hope that's gone away. But if you're still working on it, I totally understand that as well. But yes, I just want to throw that out there, Kelly, for sure. Um, Grand Canyon University. That's where you went to school. I want to know, were there any other places that could have persuaded you from going to Grand Canyon University?
I went to Grand Canyon University because it was the easiest place for me to just quickly finish out what I was working on. But
Okay.
I started with a journalism background at our local community college. So I have one daughter in the same community college here in Phoenix. And I think community college is a great option for anybody who's looking to just learn their basic skills and decide what they want to do from there.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. You talked about this sick podcast. Talk to me about what kind of topics you talk on that podcast. How long does the podcast go? Is it just you or is it a co-hosted type of show? What days is it?
Usually it airs on Fridays weekly. During the season, I try and post twice weekly, one as a post-game analysis and one as a pre-game analysis. And it focuses
Mm.
on the Arizona Cardinals and their current matchup. So we're in the off season right now.
Yep.
And just last week we were on vacation, so it's a little like looser during the off season, but on a weekly basis we'll discuss the headlines that are happening. If there are no headlines, then we'll talk about new players to the team, where do we think they'll fit in, that kind of stuff. I have a co-host. Her name's Charlotte Schaff, and she's a local PR professional in Phoenix. So two ladies, and every now and then we get a guest. There's a beat reporter. His name's Donnie Druin. You can find him on Twitter as well. And Donnie is a Arizona Cardinals beat reporter, and he's so gracious to pop on every now and then and share some behind the scenes with us.
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. Now, Kelly, I want to ask some fun questions on here. Okay, so
Okay,
there's going to be some favorite questions that I have jotted down, and you give me some of your favorite stuff off the rip. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
I like to cook, I would say carne asada on the Blackstone
Oh my. Oh man, that's some good stuff right there.
and some
Okay.
Modelo.
I know about that too. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Okay. I like it. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Favorite concert I ever attended is so embarrassing, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was 9 years old when I saw Tiffany and New Kids on the Block, and that
Wow.
was my favorite concert. But my favorite adult concert has been Def Leppard in my adulthood, and I'm actually seeing them again in August.
Wow. Def Leppard. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good band. Good band right there. I definitely know about New Kids on the Block. I mean, you don't like Donnie Wahlberg and them boys. You don't like that. So I feel you. I feel you on that. I was always a New Edition guy though. So I was a New Edition guy.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
yeah, right. You know what I mean? So I get you on that. Okay. favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Oh, I was just there. I literally am looking for houses right now in the Baja Peninsula. I was in the Los Cabos area. So beautiful. The weather is perfect right now in July. It was only in the low 80s. The ocean, the golf, the food. Love it. Love Mexico.
Oh, absolutely. Cabo San Lucas is one of my favorite places that I've ever been to out there.
It's so
Uh,
great.
it's a beautiful place. I used to live, or I grew up in San Diego, so Tijuana
Okay.
was there. Tijuana was right there, so definitely went to Mexico quite a bit of times. No question about that. Okay. Um, favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? Could be the same sport.
Favorite sport I like to watch on TV is golf.
Wow.
Believe it or not. I think they keep it moving along. In person, when I watch golf, I'm just there to drink, really. But my favorite sport to watch in person is football. I love being at the stadium. I want to be at every game.
Wow, Kelly, you might be a really cool person to hang out with. You sound like a you sound amazing to hang out with. I'm just saying that's amazing because nobody would probably say that about golf on TV. But I know for sure when I go to golf events, I'm definitely drinking. There's
Yes.
no question about it. I got to do something. I like that. That's pretty cool. Last of the favorites, favorite restaurant you like to eat at?
Oh, that's a toughie. Well, here in Phoenix, we have quite a big foodie scene, but I'm gonna go with an oldie but goodie. Phoenix natives out there will know Los Dos Molinos. It's in Central Phoenix on Camelback. It's got very spicy, um, kind of that Santa Fe, New Mexico hatch chili flair. I love it. Love it there. Love local businesses.
Yeah, Tabasco hot sauce is probably as hot as we're gonna get. That's probably probably as hot as I'm gonna do.
Don't go
Uh,
there.
yeah, that I can't do that. You ever seen the hot wing show? You know about the hot wing
Oh
show, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I would probably make it to about the third or fourth wing. So then I'll be good.
Oh, I'm good
After
with the
that,
spice.
yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. I like that. So I know that you cover Arizona Cardinals. Let's talk a little bit about their trajectory this season. Obviously, doing a little bit of background. They pick up Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mhm.
Kyler Murray is probably going to be coming into the season very healthy, as he did not last year. I believe he missed the first few games of the season last year, if I'm not mistaken. He missed most of the last
I
season, to
missed
be honest.
most of last season. Yeah.
Right, right. To be honest, not thinking about it. But they're in a tough division, Kelly. I mean,
Yes.
San Francisco just went to the Super Bowl. Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, still is one of those good teams, and the Rams made it to the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, last year too. What
Hmm.
is your what is your projection for Arizona? Because to me, it's going to be tough for me to take them as a playoff team, although the NFC is down. Convince me.
Yes, I will convince you. I did a little win-loss. The first time I came through with 9 wins. The second time I came through with 11 wins.
Oh,
Um, I really think I really think there could be wild card contention for the playoffs for the Cardinals. I won't go full on saying, yes, we're going to make the playoffs, but I do feel like there's wild card contention. One, because Kyler Murray is very healthy going into this season, and the trajectory of the team leaving last season was very high, beating the Eagles. They beat Dallas during the season.
mhm.
The Steelers, they beat, I can't remember the fourth one, but it was a very positive trajectory for the Cardinals. The connection between Kyler Murray and Trey McBride was undeniable. Trey McBride had nearly 900 receiving yards, and
He
he
did.
only played, he missed the first quarter of the season. I believe he only played 9 games. So we look at that as a big plus.
Okay.
Then we have Marvin Harrison Jr., supposed to be the golden child, the savior of the universe. Gosh, do we hope so? But as long as he can connect with Kyler, we're looking at additional receptions. James Conner's going into the season healthy this year. They're
Yeah.
ready to light the torch with Greg Dortch once again. And a healthy Michael Wilson, who caught, I think, the second longest pass in the league last year. The guy can catch. I liken him to kind of a George Pickens, where he can grab it kind of from anywhere, but the
Sure.
guy has to stay healthy, and he had some trouble staying healthy in college as well. But there's a hefty receiving core on the Cardinals, and the running back core is no slouch either.
So for me, Kelly, I think the key to the team, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think is going to be the running game. You know, those receivers are going to be the sexy pick, but I really think Cardinals to be really successful, I think they're going to need some balance, a lot of balance. And
Yeah,
James Conner, to me, they're most successful when they're pounding the ball, and Kyler Murray can play that play action game, or maybe that RTO or RTO option, or is it not RTO? What is that? Play action, and then
play
the
action.
run pass option, RPO,
Yeah,
run pass option is what I was
yeah,
trying to say. I think that Connor is the key, because when they beat Dallas, they ran the ball down their throats,
quite a
and
bit.
that
Mm-hmm.
no question about that. So in my mind, I think the running game for offensively, but defensively, if I'm looking at those four teams in the division, I would say defensively they're probably third or fourth in that division.
It's
What would
gonna
you say?
be, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to watch the defense. Speaking though of that run game, we also picked up rookie Trey Benson, and I think that's going to be pretty pivotal part of their season. But when we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the defense, it's been pretty much gutted and rebuilt from the ground up. There have been players who have moved from the left side to the right side.
Yep.
There have been quite a few adjustments. So it's fair to say that they could have the weakest defense in the league without having seen it. So I think that's what makes it the most exciting part of the season, is to see how
Sure.
this defense pans out, because last season they weren't healthy for one.
Yeah.
Uh they couldn't stay healthy, they couldn't stay complete. The bye week was so late in the season, which didn't help either. This
Mm-hmm.
year the bye week's 11, I believe, so a couple weeks sooner.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
that could come into play, but honestly I have zero clue what the defense is going to look like, but I'm looking forward to training camp starting here on the 25th, where
Mhm.
we'll be able to get a peek at least at what's going on.
Absolutely. And I would say this. I would not call Arizona's defense that. I would say Minnesota. I've been in here. The Minnesota Vikings. Losing Danielle Hunter was pretty big time for us over here in Minnesota. The defense definitely has a lot to ask for. Obviously, losing him, losing Cousins, getting Darnold. We'll have to see how Minnesota is. But
Yeah.
the teams that I had in the postseason for the NFC was Dallas, Philadelphia, the 7 teams, Detroit. I had Tampa again. Tampa win the South. 49ers, Green Bay, and then I also had Chicago. I had 3 teams out of the North that might make some noise. That might do that. Now, listen. Obviously, those are just predictions,
Right.
but I'm pretty solid that majority of the teams that I just said are probably going to make the playoffs.
Fair enough. I don't disagree with you. I
Okay.
really feel like this year for the Cardinals is going to be one full of surprises, is basically how I'm putting it. I think it's a great year for fantasy football. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
looking to get some serious fantasy value, start picking up some Arizona Cardinals along the way. If you can't get Marvin Harrison Jr., definitely pick up Michael Wilson. You're going to be
Okay.
getting Kyler Murray in the late rounds.
Yeah.
If you're playing super flex, for instance, I was in the 12 spot and I got him in the 12 spot. So obviously in super flex, you're going to need 2 QBs. Most people play that way, at least. If you're in a 1 QB league, I think you're looking at the 5th or 6th round, you could still pick up Kyler Murray. So the Cardinals are great for fantasy football. Trey McBride's going very early. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going very early, but there's
Okay.
a good value to be had.
I'm still looking for another group to join. I have 2 groups, particularly or two different leagues that I play in, I should say, fantasy football. So if you know of any leagues for me to join, I'll be happy to join them. That's for sure. No question about it. But I still have two leagues. I mean, I'm in two leagues, but I'm looking for a third. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I'll hit you up because it's charity league season time, and I've got plenty of those hitting me up, so I can send some your way.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm with you on that. Let's talk about your day to day, right?
Yeah.
What do you do on a day to day basis? Let's talk a little bit about Trophy Smack as well. When Kelly wakes up in the morning, what in the hell does she do from day to day? It has to be different every single day, and it definitely has to be different from the off season to in season. So, talk to me about what your day to day position is.
Yeah, basically the only thing that stays the same is I walk my dogs every morning when I'm home, and I happen to be home right now on this spread. I'm heading back to California where the Trophy Smack headquarters is next week for 2 weeks. So I'm usually 2 weeks there, 2 weeks in Phoenix, and I make that rotation. I've been doing it. This is my third year
Hmm.
as VP of marketing at Trophy Smack, and every day is pretty different. The first thing I do after I walk my dogs is look at my calendar because there's usually a zillion meetings on it, whether it's with partners or some sort of interview or some sort of article. We're launching new products. Every week it feels like where I'm reviewing our product pages, writing new copy, asking for new photography and video from my team. So that's a lot of it. I oversee the email marketing at Trophy Smack, the paid ads marketing at Trophy Smack, the social media marketing. We just brought on a new agency to handle all of the marketplaces like Amazon and Etsy and eBay. So my days are usually very full, rotating one of those areas of our marketing and making sure everything's on track. During season, we're heading into our sales season, which is mid-July through the month of August, sometimes the first month of September. And I'm surprised I was even able to carve out this little niche for us today
Wow.
because it's basically dotting all of my I's, crossing all of my T's, making sure nothing is missing before we head into our biggest part of the year for sales. Um,
Wow.
the off
Okay.
season is different though. It's a little bit slower pace. I'm preparing for the future season, but we're
Sure.
focusing more on like recognition hardware for brands and companies who want to recognize employees in youth sports and other sports other than football.
Wow. So how did you get involved with a company like that with Trophy Smack?
It was very serendipitous, actually. Somebody that I knew in the fantasy space said that they were applying for a social media role at Trophy Smack, but they didn't have any social media experience and asked if I would give them some tips to help them land the job. And my response was helpful, but also it would help if you had some experience because it's more than just coming in with a plan. There needs to be an overarching strategy for the whole marketing. Who leads the marketing? And
Sure.
it was the founder who was still leading the marketing. And so I ended up contacting him. We started talking, and he knew of my work from my previous job, which was at Leslie's Pool Supplies corporate headquarters,
Mm.
where I led their digital marketing.
Right, right.
And he's like, wait, did you lead this and this project? I'm like, yeah, that was me. And he goes, I need you to come work for me. And so here I am. So they created the VP of marketing. I was the first executive on the team. And now we have a VP of product development. We have a VP of operations. And all of our teams are growing like wildfire. I have 5 on my team now in just the little less than 3 years.
Well, if y'all ever expand to Minnesota, please let me know. Please. That would be amazing. I would definitely hop on board for sure. No question. Um, if somebody came up to you, Kelly, and said, I
Mhm,
want to do what you do,
mhm.
right? I want a podcast, I want a sports write, but I also want to be involved with Trophy Smack or in some capacity. Maybe not what you do, but I want to be involved with it. What is some advice that you would give that individual?
I think the best advice is first to take a look at your own skill set. That's what I did in 2020. I said, here's what I know I love. Here's what I know I can do. How can I apply it? And the first thing after I did that was just jump full force into the community. So if you're into fantasy football, I really encourage you to get involved on the social media platform of your choice, whether it's
Okay.
Twitter X, or Facebook communities or Reddit communities. I'm just brand new myself to getting into Reddit communities.
Right.
But that's where people start to know you and trust you. They recognize your name, they recognize your takes, and you start to build a bit of a following. You have friendships, you have fans, you have people that look to you for advice. Then it would be just keeping your eyes and ears open for any openings that are available. If there are no openings available, create your own. Start up a Substack or something like that and just start writing your own and publishing on your own until you're able to build up a portfolio or sample enough to send to one of the larger networks, for lack of a better word. But I would also
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to find an outlet. Outlet is what I'm looking for. Even if
Okay.
it's a small outlet. For instance, I belong to Women of Fantasy Football, and I taught them how to apply for their NFL communications membership. And so
Yeah.
now I use Women of Fantasy Football to get all of my credentials under. So if you're able to join even a small outlet that's looking for writers to help them grow, that outlet can help you gain your media credentials to any event that you want to go to. So that's my best piece of advice is it just start small. You're not going to be able to quit your job on day one. You may be like me and find a job that's sports adjacent where you can still do what you love, but your day job's also involved in what you love. Just keeping in mind that it takes time. It really does. It takes time.
I like that. It takes time. No question about it. We have reached that portion of the show where now is this or that.
This or that.
Okay. So basically, I'm throwing two things at you, and you get to choose one or the other. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
All right, here we go. Popeyes or KFC?
Oh, do I have to pick one of those? I'll go Popeyes.
Oh, we on
I
a
would
good
choose
start.
Canes. I'm on a
I,
bad start. All
well,
right.
you really have you. No, you're on a great start. You're on a great start, and you have my heart now that you chose Canes because that's a Minnesota thing. Raising Canes is out here, so yeah, absolutely. Okay, here we go. Next
Okay.
one is: do you like barbecue or lemon pepper wings?
I'm going to go lemon pepper.
I know. Your best probably will be buffalo because you like
Right.
spice. So I get that. Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
So I do like them dry. This is so hard. Why is this so hard, Chris? I like them dry when I'm in that mood, when I want little bits of crispy little chickens. But
Okay.
if I'm in a hot wing mood, I'm getting hot wings and they're nice and saucy and they're dripping.
I feel it on that. Okay. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in, no question.
Okay. I'm with it.
The
So you like
other's
to get
chicken
messy.
nuggets.
Oh, well, hey, listen, you still gonna eat them at the end of the day, right? If they're boneless or bone in, but you're a messy eater is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get messy.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you on that. I like that. Okay. Badminton or bowling? Which sport would you rather play?
Bowling. Let's bowl. Have some
Are you
beers.
are you good?
No. I did do a charity bowling event at Super Bowl week.
Hmm.
And there were NFL players on our teams, and I was just awful. Like the whole thing was just comical.
What was your score and do you need the bumpers?
I don't even remember my score. I know I was excited that I broke 100.
Okay, that's all that matters. All that matters
Yeah.
is you broke 100. That's
I
all that
don't
matters.
think I need the bumpers, but I find that I'm only hitting like one or two pins off on the corner somewhere.
Well, Kelly, I would say this: in 10 frames, if you only hit one or two pins, that that would not be very good. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So you know what? I would say you're an average bowler, which is okay because I'm average too. That's all right. That's all right. I like that. These next four questions have to do with music concerts that you
Okay.
rather attend. Okay. So, which music concert would you rather attend? Would you rather go see Motley Crue or Kiss?
Motley Crue.
Okay. One of the best bands ever, to be honest with you. Okay. Here we go. Which concert would you rather attend? Would you rather go see Journey or would you rather go see the Eagles?
Eagles. That's a tough one, but I'd go see the Eagles.
Got you. I think I'm more Journey than Eagles, but you know what? That is a tough one for sure. Which concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs?
Luke Holmes.
That was a tough one. I
That
know it
was a
was.
very tough one. I like a lot
Uh-huh.
of both their songs.
Yeah, they're very good, really good. Which concert would you rather go to? Okay, would you rather go see Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Beef. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go with Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, yes, indeed. Yeah, I didn't think there was another selection to be made, Kelly, but that's okay. You
No.
made it. You made a good one. I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Do you like desserts?
I love dessert.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna throw four desserts out at you, and you got to eliminate one of these. You'll never eat again. So here we
Okay.
go. First one is candy. The next one is cake. The third one is cookies. The last one is ice cream. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Candy. No more candy.
I'm with you on that. I can't give up that red velvet cake. I just can't. I can't do it. It's
Cake and
impossible,
ice cream. Mm.
right? Pretty good. Last one. Are you a fan of potato chips?
Yeah.
Okay. Same concept. Four brands, eliminate one. So here we go. Doritos is the first one. Ruffles is the second one. Lay's is the third one. Okay. The last one is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of?
I'm going to get rid of Lay's. They're a little too fragile.
I feel that. I feel that. Okay. All right. I like that. Because we have similar answers. It would be similar. Seriously, that's awesome.
We're
I love that.
vibing.
We are vibing. Now, I love asking this next question. If Kelly wasn't involved with sports or podcasting or marketing, what career choice would she have pursued and why?
I think that she would have become a detective. I love true crime. I relax to murder shows, but I'm
Okay.
always solving them and I'm constantly like, "Oh my gosh, did they pick up on that clue? Are they going to go
Mhm.
follow up on that?" I get very
Right.
upset and worried and trying to like solve the mystery before the end.
That is definitely damn different than what you are doing right now. No question about
It
that. I
is.
like that. I love it though. I love that answer because I probably would have chose theater for myself for
Oh,
sure.
that's so great.
Yeah, no question. I love theater, love plays, love musicals, so I definitely would have chose that for sure. Um, I want to know three things I should do the next time I come to Phoenix. I've only been to Phoenix one time, and that was through a cross country trip. And I tell you, my ice cream melted really fast because it was in the summertime, and it wasn't
Yes.
even like 5 minutes. It was over 100 degrees, and it melted really fast. But tell me the next time, what should I do when I touch down when I come to Phoenix?
Well, next time you come to Phoenix, I definitely recommend that you book some kind of foodie tour. There are several of them downtown, and they'll do a tour of different favorite stops where you get a sample of food and a sample of drink before you move on to the next one because Phoenix has a lot of great food to offer.
Okay.
I also recommend that you play a round of golf, but don't play at the resort. It's too pricey. You can hit me up and I'll let you know what's in good shape for what price.
I certainly will.
Third thing that you should
Hmm.
do while you're in Phoenix. Oh gosh. Well, I would say you venture a little bit outside of Phoenix. The suburb is Scottsdale. You can go to Old Town Scottsdale, ride the trolley up and down the Old Town Street, do a little bar hopping if that's your thing, do a little shopping, some
Mhm.
galleries. But Old Town's a good place to waste some time between the galleries, the bars, the food, the shopping, and getting on the little trolley. I always like doing that.
Absolutely. Being from San Diego, that's what we have all around is trolleys, nothing but trolleys. So I certainly love that. Being an ambassador, and I love to be able to travel places, especially new places to explore. I love that. Now, there's no question. I plan on coming out there in the fall, so I definitely want to
Yeah.
try to check out a Cardinals game
Oh,
and a
yes.
and a Suns game as well. I don't know how close those stadiums are to each other, but I definitely want to check out both of those for sure.
They're not super close to each other, but we have a light rail system that can take you. So it's if you stay, I would recommend staying downtown. That's where the Suns play. And then you can hop on the light rail, head a little bit south, and you won't be too far from the Cardinals Stadium.
I love that. Obviously, when I come down there, I'm definitely gonna have to hit you up. We're gonna have to get a drink and maybe some wings or something together. That
I
would
would
be
love
amazing.
that. Yeah.
That would be amazing. I'm gonna get you out of here on this last question, and that is there anything else that you would like to add about yourself, what you do as far as your position goes, or anything else that you would like to add about yourself that we haven't talked about on this podcast episode before we conclude?
Sure. I would just really urge everyone to keep up on their health checks. My breast cancer was caught by early detection, and while I still had to go through major surgery, I did not need chemotherapy. And that's only because I was able to catch it before it got into my lymph nodes. So, early detection is key. Men, keep up on your prostate exams. It is the most common cancer among men. And if you live to be 100, I learned the stat that you will have prostate cancer at some point in your life. So stay up on your checks, catch things early, and stay healthy.
I love that, Kelly. I do. I really do. I appreciate you hopping on my Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It was a pleasure getting to know everything that you're affiliated with and what you do when you do it. And like I said, we certainly will be in touch. And I'm looking forward to seeing you down there in Arizona sometime.
I look forward to it too as well, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. You take care and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, okay?
I will, you too.